Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to talk a little bit about Love Island Season 3, Episode 6. We got a lot to unpack, especially with the biggest thing of this episode, with the whole situationship that's going on between Cache, Cinco, and Trina. But before we jump into this, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash that like button, and also feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. So, without further ado, let's jump into this drama. So we're back again. We are at episode 6 now, guys. Can you believe how fast this thing is going? Even though there's still a long road ahead, it's going to be a long one. And they've already focused this season around one particular couple. But we're going to start about talking about what happened last night. So this whole thing with Kyra and Will, the way they're going, by the time they end this whole season, I'm surprised they won't even be engaged. Now, again, it's still early. We've only been on the island with these islanders for probably about 6 days now. So that's not even a week, right? But the way that these two are going, it just seems like they are so into each other. Nobody has turned their heads yet. We still got Casa Amor coming up down the road. But for right now, it's all about Kyra and Will. They are definitely into each other. Let me know what you think about these two. Do you think they're going to go the long haul? Or do you think that something's going to shake these two up a little bit? And she's definitely singing his praises everywhere she goes, whether it's in the beauty room with the girls, because she's just smiling ear to ear. And for right now, I totally get it. I understand it. I don't blame her for being excited and being happy. But you just never know. I mean, there's a lot of folks that's going to be coming in and out of this villa. So we don't know whether somebody might turn her head or somebody might turn his head, or who knows. But as for right now, Kyra is all about Will and Will is all about Kyra. So she's definitely, at this point, 100% sold on to him. And even they shut the night down with each other. So I don't see no problem there. Then we have Josh and Shannon. Now, remember last few episodes ago, Josh was in the hot seat because Shannon was not feeling the fact of him kissing somebody else in that challenge right there next to her, in front of her front row center seat. And it seems at this point, she says that since that whole thing happened and she put him on notice, that at this point, he's making a turnaround. I think I can say that she might be a little bit right, because she scared him all the way the right way. Because when she told him, I'm not going to tolerate your behavior, you on the chopping block, you better be glad I'm keeping you around. Josh has been absolutely 100 with Shannon. And Shannon feeling a little bit better about their whole scenario. I mean, what do you think, guys? I mean, honestly, she still is having some type of interest with that other guy that came on the island, Isaiah. But for right now, I think she done got a little bit comfortable because, hey, Josh done kind of fell in line. And so they definitely trying to take this thing and coast it out for the remaining of the season. But I don't think it's going to last, because at some point, again, we got Casa Amor coming down the road. So, or if somebody brings somebody new into the villa, you know? I mean, and this whole thing with Isaiah, was mad at her about something and wasn't feeling her as what he was telling some of the guys. So that's not going anywhere. I mean, even if she thought that she wanted to explore this thing with Isaiah, Isaiah ain't feeling it. I guess the fact because she's not chasing him hard enough, that's the problem. I mean, seriously, she don't have to chase nobody. The girl is gorgeous. I mean, if she wants somebody, she'll make it known. And if they want her, they need to make it known. So it is what it is. And that's pretty much how she explained it to the girls when they had their little girls getaway. But, you know, it's pretty interesting to say the least. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes. of this episode, and pretty much these three people are carrying the show so far. And that's this whole situation that's going on with Cache, Cinco, and Trina. Now, as you saw, I mean, they were getting hot and bothered in the sheets every time they go to bed, meaning Cache and Cinco. And there's this whole dynamic that's also going on because part of Cinco is the fact that he is passionately, and I would say physically and sexually attracted to Trina, whereas he sees Cache as this girl that is really deep in her thought. They have a more emotional and spiritual connection. And who's to say, maybe he can build upon something with Trina. I don't know. We'll see. And I don't want to jump ahead in this whole thing. But Trina definitely wanted to kind of back him in the corner to make his intentions known. What you gonna do? I can't wait around with you. I need to know what's up with you. And of course, it's kind of like pushing him to make a decision when, of course, he still got feelings for Cache, right? So, I mean, listen, this is a game show. This is a social experiment. There's money to be had at the end of this. I've said this in the previous videos. But the thing is that there's some folks, because I've seen on social media, that's trying to pit the two girls against each other and calling one a snake and calling the other, oh, how could she do that to her? The thing is, and it's so unfortunate because this is not a relationship. These folks know each other less than a week, is trying to make your intentions known. I've said this in my other recaps. I said this in my Ready to Love recap. You have to be intentional. And so even though Cache, she did mention that she's putting walls up. When you're trying to build something with someone, and even I would say this, if Trina said the same thing, or even Cinco said the same thing, one of his concerns, even though he has a deep spiritual connection or emotional connection with Cash, is that she has walls up. And so anytime you try to build upon someone, now again, it's only been 6 days, so I can actually see why Cache would kind of take it slow. Plus, she's Virgo. Virgo is definitely going to take it slow. Now, I don't know the two, and I'm going to find out. But we're going to find out about this whole thing with these two. But she's taking it slow, and he wants to, have her break her, her walls down. Trina is, some people are saying that she's second choice because she was pro Jeremy originally. And when Jeremy pretty much shifted her to the left, now she's pro Cinco. And this whole conversation that both Cash and Trina had, Cash made it known. She's like, hey, I want to be with him. I want to couple up with him. But if I'm the one that lose out in the situation, it's on me because I have walls and I have not been truly open with him. Now, I don't know how that statement made Trina feel uncomfortable. She was just expressing how she feels about the situation within herself, meaning Cash. But some kind of way, Trina was uncomfortable about that. I don't get that part. So you guys drop a comment and maybe help me understand, but I just don't. However, one thing I do like about Cash is that she is extremely transparent, whether it's with the girls, whether it's with Cinco. She's very transparent, and she felt disrespected and all of that. That's the problem with going on a show such as this, is that you have to figure out whether or not both of you guys on the same page, because the chances are is that people are going to move around. They're going to explore their options and interests. And speaking of exploring new options, there were 3 new girls that came into the villa, and one of those ladies is Leanne. Now, Leanne also has her eyes on Cinco as well. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, because with that whole thing, she wants to turn it into a square. I did find very interesting, and it was very delightful to watch, is Leanne excitement with seeing Cash because of the whole thing about not letting hair define her. And she was like, oh my God, I've been watching it and your journey and things like that. And it's so exciting to meet you. So I thought that whole interaction was, very, very awesome. It was very awesome. But she don't realize that there is another person going after the same guy that she's interested in, which of course leaves Cinco in this whole state of mind of confusion that he has to consult with Will and asking him for help and what to do. And it was so funny on how they interacted with each other. But obviously they have became very cool with each other because I think Will seems to be a solid guy to him, especially since everything he has going on with, his girl as well. So this is where we see both Cash and Cinco spending some time together. Cash wants some information as well. Remember, Trina asked him, I need to know right now. Well, guess what? So does Cash. She wants to know what he's going to do, who he's going to pick. And the thing about it is that the man has the power this week. So that means there are some young ladies that's going home. And my question is, if in fact, which we'll definitely get an answer from Cinco later on, if in fact he picks Trina, where does that leave Cash? Because she has not really made any other connections in the villa right now. I mean, the other guys, I don't know if they're interested. We haven't seen anything on the show. Cinco has been her dude. And Cinco has definitely been in tune with her. Now, speaking of this situation where we're back where Trina is trying to get answers from Cinco. She wants to know, what we doing? You picking me or no? And she's putting the heat on him, and he's got to make decisions. Now, at least with Cash, she gave him to midnight, I think. Trina wants to know, like, right now. And so, of course, Cash knows, especially with the microscope that is on these three people, whether or not he's going to be villainized. Because if he shifts, and Cash definitely has a huge fan base right now, that's going to make some people not so happy. And when you under a microscope on a television show such as this, and you're in a situation where you can get caught up where shifting one interest to another, folks tend to think you could be a player. And in this time and choice of this particular scene, he decided that he's going to move on and explore everything with Trina. Again, where that leaves Cash. My question is, we haven't even seen the whole couple up ceremony. Who's to say that he won't flip the script and just say, you know what, I'm just going to stay put with Cash? We don't know. That could happen. That would be a plot twist. But as far as we know from episode 6, he has told Trina that I'm choosing you to explore, where we can go and everything. Let me know what you think about this. I see these types of shows as a game show. I mean, other folks, hey, they take it to a whole nother level. And hey, you get to choose how you want to feel about what you see. The thing is that the way that this is set up is that you have to be intentional about who you're going to go the long haul with. It's a possibility that these three people might not even make it to the end. We got all the way to September to go. Cash might be the last one standing, and everybody else, the other two may go. We don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. In regards to this young lady, which is Florita and Corey, I'm kind of glad that Corey is making a connection here because obviously he had nothing going on in the villa. And guys, is it just me? But does Florita look kind of like Laurel? They kind of look alike. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anywho, but I'm just glad that both Corey and Florita is definitely making a connection. I would like to see where this would go, because he basically was just floating through time. He was in the friend zone with, oh God, what is her name? And Olivia. He was in the friend zone with Olivia. But at this point, I honestly think they should, make a connection. I'm looking forward to that. This other couple I'm not feeling, which is, of course, Amy and Jeremy. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they're just going to coast together through time. I could see Amy probably moving on because, I don't know, Jeremy tends to just float into oblivion. It's not an interesting storyline with these two. So I don't know if maybe he'll move on, maybe she'll move on, or they both move on. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. And as for Giovanni is just here having a good time. So I'm looking forward to seeing maybe somebody come into the villa and, see if he can connect with someone. But right now, he's just partying on the island. And I ain't mad at him. I mean, honestly, he has no connection fully right now, but just enjoying himself. So let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.